This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP. I don't know what that was.
I don't know. I just wanted to change up the cadence a little bit.
Oh, I thought you were looking at your pen funny.
No.
Okay.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, but it's just a normal pen. Or is it? Signo.
Oh.
It's a Uniball Signal. All right. So, social media shout-outs. Here we go. Door_disc_golf. Night_owl_pod. Those are both Instagram. And then doordisc.com, where you can find all of your disc golf needs. I feel like we should do like a cool commercial one day and insert here.
Yeah.
And then we say, this episode is brought to you by.
We could do that.
Yeah. Could.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't take much. It would be kind of like recording that trailer we had to do right away for Disc Golf Fancy Run.
Speaking of, I think we should redo the trailer. I was thinking about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's fun to listen to, but I think we've migrated a little bit away from our initial thought.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And YouTube, Door Disc Golf. So I will be posting a series. I have a lot of gigs of video because I got the new lapel or lavalier mic.
Yeah.
And it works really well. Like, I can go really far away from the camera.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
So far away you can't see me away, and it'll still pick up my voice. So there's a lot of really bad framing in it. But I've been doing what I am calling the 22 years of change.
Ooh.
So I've been playing disc golf for quite a while. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to rework my game, and I'm just starting from putters, and I'm going up. So I've played 3 rounds of nothing but putters.
Okay.
First video is me just explaining who I am, introducing myself, doing those things. And then the second video is truly going on and working on something that I saw in those videos. Mm-hmm. So every time I take a video, I go back and watch it, and then I work on something that I see in those videos. But what I'm doing is just basically trying to change my game, trying to change 22 years of habit. So that's where I'm at. So we're going through it, and there'll be a little series. But we got a lot of snow.
Yeah.
So that might be on hold for this next video. But I got 2 already done. We're just working on, actually, Ben Karowski. Thank you very much. He's actually, we're just doing some like adjustments with colors because it was like super saturated. Like you couldn't see any oranges or browns. It was just
wow.
like, it was really strange because on my phone, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be doing that. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. I didn't think I would enjoy being solo in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I enjoy it, but it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
You know. And I've gotten past the point that going out and playing disc golf is wasting time, you know. Part of what I need to do. So all right. Burnout. How do you feel about it? And do you think it's seasonal?
Definitely not seasonal. It can happen at any time.
True.
Yeah. I mean, up here during the summer, there's definitely the chance of higher burnout than typical.
Yep.
I mean, just with the influx of people, the amount of work people do in the service industry, the crap they put up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of contributing factors, but I think you can get burned out at any time. I don't think it's just seasonal.
Sure.
Yeah. I think, I mean, like after work, I would just get, you come home and you're like fatigued or, you have a long day of spending time with family, perhaps, that you don't want to, just get burned out, short duration burnout.
Oh, yeah. And what JP is referring to is we were in a very tourist heavy area. So we go from like these sleepy little farming town in Wisconsin, like barely anybody around. You see the same cars on the road every day, to like an influx of a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot of people. And I want to say, like, the park study is something like 2.5 million people go into that park alone.
That's crazy.
Every year into the Peninsula State Park. So that probably plus some come to the county every year. And it's great because it bolsters our economy for 12 months in about 5 months.
Yeah.
Which is great.
That's a probably pretty unique situation, apart from like ski resorts. you know, or, I mean, from here we have snowbirds who go down to Florida.
Right.
So, I mean, kind of the same thing, but it is like a pretty unique situation.
It is. It is. I mean, there's not many places around that operate the way we operate. I mean, like you said, ski resorts, things like that. And like, but even the Dells still has a year-round economy,
Yeah.
you know, there's places like that. But for us, it's basically like 6 months and roll up the sidewalks, you know, and then we'll roll them back out when spring comes. And it's kind of how it works. So it's kind of nice.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it hard for year-round residents and workers and help. And so just so you know, JP's like preparing for the World Cup, drinking out of his Gatorade squirt bottle thingy, sports bottle. So you'll probably hear that every once in a while.
But it's crazy too, you know, now with it getting darker and getting colder temperatures, you know, there's that seasonal effect that comes into play too.
Yeah. I mean, we were kind of talking about it just right before we got on air. So both JP and I have felt like just under the weather, just not great, you know?
Yeah, absolutely not.
And it's weird, like almost like we got a cold, but there's no cold, there's no symptoms. It's just you feel like sluggish and it's weird.
It is.
It's weird.
It's very weird.
But it is. I mean, like we just lost an hour of daylight and it's been snowing and cloudy and overcast and like just kind of like, ugh. And,
absolutely.
And windy. Can't even play disc golf. So burnout is definitely real. I agree. The thing that I'm trying to get to is there a season of life where you just, something that you've loved your entire life is no longer fun?
Oh.
Or does it change enough that you're just like, I'm burnt out on it?
Oh, music. That happens a lot with me with like music.
Okay.
Like I'll listen to something for a while and then I'm like, kind of sick of it.
Sure.
You know, and then it just kind of goes to the wayside. But then maybe you haven't listened to it for a long time and then you like pick it up back up again. Or I don't know, movies. I mean, there's movies I haven't watched in quite a while, but I'll pick them back up again. I'm like, this is why I love this thing.
Yeah.
You know,
like series on Netflix, when you start watching them and you're like halfway through, and you're like,
yeah.
And then you kind of come back to them someday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. That just happened to me the other day. I was like, I got halfway through Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I hadn't watched it for a while because I was watching some other stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll pick it back up. And like, I binged like 3 or 4 episodes yesterday and like finished up. They're short seasons anyways. But
yeah.
It's like, okay.
That was kind of, that's how I kind of did with My Hero Academia.
Okay.
It's an anime for those of you that don't know. And I probably got through the first like 2 seasons. And then I was like, nah, it's kind of boring. Or I just got like sidetracked and just never came back to it. And then just recently, maybe about 3 weeks ago, I got back into it because they released a new season. I was like, maybe I'll get back into it.
Catch up, yeah.
And then I just like binged. It was awesome. Like that was all I watched every night. I'd watch 2 or 3 episodes and then go to bed.
Okay. Speaking of series, have you watched the On Tour series yet?
No, I want to though.
Okay.
I want to. I've heard a lot of great things about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, meh.
There's no drama to it.
Oh, okay. So it's no Formula One.
No. It is cool. Each episode goes in and kind of focuses on 2 people. Like the first episode was James Conrad and Kona. Second was Paige was like heavily featured in Ricky. And then this one was like third one that just came out Monday. Talked about with Kale and like how he acquired the preserve.
Oh yeah.
So that was really cool to hear about. And I forgot who the third person was or the second person was that they kind of like focus. But I mean, it's a lot of like recap of like what has gone on through the season where you probably know already.
Right.
And I feel like if you follow the golfers on social media, you get more of a behind the scenes of their life. Whereas they, you know, it's good insight. Like they'll like sit down and talk about the round and like what went through their head in like certain situations. Like, oh, this person did this. So I was like, well, that puts pressure on me. So I like played this way, that thing. Yeah. But like, you know, after tournaments, it's like, well, they'll go and like give you a tournament recap. And like some people are really on social media much more. They're like, well, this round, you know, did this, did that, you know. So if you're following people, I feel like you get what the tours are. But it is kind of cool to see them kind of like set up a course and like do that kind of thing, because it does show that a little bit.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if they pick someone like I don't know, Michael Johansson, You know, someone that's like pretty well known in the sport. You say the name, you're like, yeah, we know that name. And he shows up here and there in regional areas. You know, he just doesn't travel because it's not worth it for him to do so. And, you know, every time you come up, he's kind of a crowd favorite, but you don't know much about him. And he's not on social media. He's not one of those guys that does the social media thing. You know, he's an older dude, not older. I mean, he's like in our age, maybe a little older than us. But, you know, it'd be fun to see some of those. But then again, I mean, how well does that relate to, you know? But
especially if you don't see him on tour. Why would people be interested?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm interested because I love Comets, and I met him. You know, it's those type of things. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's exposing those new personalities, but disc golf is still too much of a buddy sport.
Yeah.
Like, because if they really wanted to do something like that, they would have taken Brody Smith and Paul Macbeth.
Oh yeah.
And put them on an episode.
Right. I just want to hear someone be like, dang, I can't believe that person won. I like, you know, something like.
Exactly. He doesn't deserve to win.
Yeah.
He only eat Cheetos in the parking lot. Oh, man. But so, yeah. So when I'm talking about the seasonal burnout, I think about, and I think it's more stemmed towards Seppo. We'll get more in depth with it. But we've seen more and more people just going, I don't like disc golf anymore. At least the competitive side of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to step away. And it's weird to me because disc golf seems to be in like at the pinnacle of where it's ever been. I mean, it is at the pinnacle of the sport up to date. You know, I mean, I'm sure it'll get bigger and it'll go more. But
in the episode with Paige, she even mentions not prioritizing winning as much anymore. And I was like, okay, well,
yeah, she said that quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering where that's stemming from. And I wonder if there's some behind the scenes pro level, like behind the curtain stuff that's going on that's like kind of burning people out. Or is it just that constant grind weekend after weekend after weekend? And then the Pro Tour adds even more events this year.
Yep.
You know, like, are they really looking out for the players like they say they are?
Who knows?
Those questions.
Yeah.
You know, because
but, I mean, the players can also make their own schedules. So
right. But to be competitive for those larger events and the larger purses and the championships and all that stuff, like you have to grind it.
That's true.
Or else you don't get into it. And that's kind of the way the model's set up right now. So yeah, I wonder if that's seasonal burnout. And I kind of quoted seasonal because, you know, I'm thinking more disc golf season.
Yeah.
I wonder if that is something that's real. And I wonder if there is a cause that can be fixed.
I don't know. Because even Paul even mentioned, like, he's, you know, even though the season's done and he just played the New World Championships, he's like, oh yeah, I'm getting back in the gym. I'm, you know, working. And it's like, I mean, he's on like a different level. Like, you know, just the mentality of like, I'm here, but I've got to continue to keep going to be here.
Yeah. And he says, the thing that he's been plagued with injuries, so he hasn't been at his peak physical condition. And he says that's what he's going to do this year. And I believe him.
Yeah, I do too.
I believe him. He's never given me a reason not to believe anything he says. So, all right, thrower, hanger, or flipper. You buy anything?
Yeah, they're supposed to come out online tomorrow, I think. But I got to the Supreme Escapes from the shop.
Very nice. Yep, we're buyback store, so we can legally do that.
Yep. Just can't have them online before the release date.
Right.
And they feel pretty good. I did notice that there's just a tiny bit of flashing on like one of them I have.
Oh, really? Yeah,
just,
I didn't have
just
any.
a little bit, like just like right on the bottom. I was like, that'll sand off or like
First time you throw it.
Yeah, something. But yeah, the plastic feels great. I mean, it's same as the Royal plastic, so it's nice and grippy, but it's that still flexy enough. And
yeah, it has that Next technology or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so I compared it to the Halos, the Kona Halos that we have.
Yeah,
They're slightly different.
they are, because that's just fusion plastic. It's not the Supreme plastic.
The Orbit ones?
Yeah, I'm
Okay. Yeah. I know they're not Supreme plastic, but what I'm saying is the mold itself is slightly different.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
So Escape has kind of an angular bevel on the bottom.
Yeah.
On the Supreme Escape, it doesn't have that angle. It's more rounded.
I guess I never really looked at that.
Yeah.
I thought the outside of the like the edge was a little different too.
I didn't notice that, but that very well could be.
Yeah, I think it came down a little more, but like it felt not much different, but just a little. I don't know.
I'm excited to throw them. It snowed before I could throw it.
Yeah.
And then I think both of us got the inner core.
Oh yeah. I mentioned. I think we mentioned.
Did we mention it last time? Okay.
Yeah, but
they're in hand now.
Yeah.
They're cool looking discs.
They are. I don't know why, but I thought they were beaded putters at first. But yeah, they are. So
they are Cybertrucky. They have that like flat top.
Yeah,
and then it goes into a hard angle.
Yep.
I haven't thrown one of those yet either.
I haven't either.
They feel good in the hand. The plastic is nice. I mean, it has a good flex to it, and it's a bit slick.
A little bit.
It's a bit slick, kind of championish.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking with Ben, and I think he mentioned because he signed up for the Patreon, which allowed him early access. There's no additives added to the plastic, like maybe extra polymers, whatever, to make it. I don't know. Add weight is one of the things, but maybe that's just a side effect. Is like it's a little more slick. You don't have that grip, because of that.
And he was on the Trevor Staub.
Oh yeah,
and he said it was something very similar, but basically he said that because of those, that's new plastic. It's untouched polymers, I guess.
Yeah.
And he says he wants it to be 100%. And as of right now, there's nothing that he can do to help that.
Sure.
And he said that's why they're all lighter weight, things like that, because he can't add any of those additional plastics to it, which I think is cool. And I think what he's doing is amazing. I've been watching him. I mean, before he exploded, it happened pretty darn quickly. But I remember watching him. I mean, he maybe had like 2,000 followers at the time on YouTube. And I was like, this is interesting. And he's a very likable character. If that makes any sense. Like he's good in front of the camera.
Yes. Yeah.
He's like he's talking to you, it's one of those deals. So he's engaging. It's fun to watch him.
Maybe it's the way he shoots it too. Cause like the camera is like pretty focused on him, like always up close. Like, when he's talking to you. So like you feel closer to it's dumb saying that because the camera's so close, but you get a sense of like you're saying one-on-one conversation. Yep, absolutely.
And it's funny, like his beanie, the beanie he always wears. It's the funniest thing because like I've never seen anybody wear a beanie like that. And then all of a sudden I noticed the owner of, I don't know if it's the owner, but somebody that kind of represents Circle One. Okay. Same beanie. Oh, it's the weirdest thing and they look fairly similar to one another too. And I'm like, which one is that? Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, what's the movie? Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Yes.
They got the red beanies on and like they kind of sit up a little higher on the, that kind of thing.
That is kind of what it is. Yeah. It's like the old Mariner where it's just the very top of the head. Exactly. Yeah. So it's cool though. So I bought a Supreme Escape and then I brought a Heiser disc rack. So I'd been seeing them all over and they're awesome.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Shane's got it on the table next to us.
Yeah, it's big. I didn't assume it was as big as it is, but I was like, hey, I want to see what it looks like because I want something to look a little nicer because I'm going to actually finally put cabinets and counters in the disc room. And I was like, I want something that's going to look a little nicer. So I bought one of these just to check it out, and then I'll probably buy, and they're really, really good quality. I'll probably buy, 3 or 4 more of them, but they're expensive, so I'm gonna kind of pace myself on buying them.
And then there's metal ones.
Yes.
And like bigger racks, like single piece racks that like you can buy at like $400. Yeah. I think at a time, or the stackable ones are like just under 100 each. Yeah.
But they have I bought the wood stackable one, and on the top it has a display, so it has like a little shelf that you can display disc with a little divot in it. Yeah,
that's nice.
And then those pegs are either for like bag tags or towels off the front of it. Yeah. And then you can either put that disc divider in, like it slides back and forth, kind of like a bookend. Yeah. you can either put it in or take it out, and it's super simple to take it in or out. So it's pretty customizable. And from what I understand,
I think they sell separate ones as well. Like
they
you can
do.
buy more of them. Yeah.
Yep. And from what I understand, the Heiser disc rack where that logo is, you can put anything you want there. So you can actually have that customized. There is a cost to it.
Yeah.
But you can have it customized. So, and they're not paying me for this. I bought this for myself, and I will probably actually leave this one up in the office here or in the studio here, and studio. I like the studio. It's office.
Yeah.
But I'll leave it up here, and I'll put the discs that we mess around with up here, and then I don't plan on throwing. So, yeah. So it's nice. So if you want one, it's Heiser disc racks. I have no clue what the website is or anything. I don't remember what it was, but
I think it's just HeiserDiscRacks.com.
There you go.
I don't know. I was looking at it the other day because I was like, I saw somebody had them. I was like, oh,
yeah, those
cool.
are nice. Yeah. I don't remember who I saw. Maybe it was it when, you know what it was? It was when Eagle was devastating me. Telling me he wasn't vegan anymore.
Yeah.
They were behind him.
I think Eric Oakley has one. I know Colton Montgomery, I think had a video where he was bought a couple and put them together.
Okay.
That I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, they're super easy to put together. I mean, when you get them at first, you're like, what do I do with all these pieces? Because it comes in a nice flat pack box.
Yep.
So they ship pretty well. But it's 4 screws. I mean, it's 4 flange head Allens. And they're really easy to put together. I mean, super easy. Some
Nice.
cam bolts, and that's it. All right. So I guess maybe we should get into the podcast now.
Sure.
All right, let's do that. So, mystery box season is upon us. So, this is the preview. Discmania. We'll talk about Stratosphere and the marketing thing it is.
Yeah.
New world champion. We have a new world champion.
The new world.
A new world champion.
Yeah.
Players of the year have been. We'll talk about Seppo's announcement. And then I guess we don't have any player speculation as far as new contracts or anything go. And then we do have a random question, then we'll get into shop updates. And we have some pretty cool shop updates, and we will start talking about our Black Friday sale that will be coming up here. And it is a pretty significant sale because I got to make some room for a pretty big purchase.
Right on.
So here we go. All right, we got mystery box season upon us. So this is the time where manufacturers start dropping a whole crud ton of discs when nobody wants to buy them.
True.
Because everybody's waiting. So what they do is they say, we have all these discs sitting on the shelves that nobody bought this last season. We're going to throw them in a mystery box and give you one thing in the mystery box that you really want, and we're going to give you 9 other things you don't want.
Yeah. I mean, but from what I've heard, this new box of Discmania discs are all made exclusively for the box. So you're going to get 2 Active Line, 2 the new Discmania originals, and then 2, and that, because it's 9 total discs. Yeah. Something, the Evolution line, and then you get the mystery disc. Yeah.
Okay.
But
And they keep talking about Stratosphere.
yes.
Yeah. And Lat64 won't even talk about their mystery box. They want to keep it so much a mystery.
Yeah.
That's all they did. They just took a picture of it and said, we're not even going to talk about it because we want it to be that much of a mystery.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, but I'm also like, I want to know what I'm buying. I want to know at least the one thing that I'm getting.
That's true. Gyropalooza boxes from MVP do that as well. It's like you have maybe the 2 discs, I think this time it was a Color Glow Envy is one of the discs, prototype Color Glow. And then I forgot what the other disc is. And then they're like, well, then here's a bunch of lab seconds.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's decent value. The last one we bought from last year, I was kind of disappointed with what I got. I got, the Color Glow, the Inertia.
Yeah, it was the Inertia and the uplink that were in there. Yep.
And the Inertia is cool because it glows blue, which is awesome. No one ever really does any colors except for the white. I mean, here and there the red and orange and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the value you get out of those second run discs or exos, it's for that price, probably maybe not so worth it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I went back and forth on purchasing the Gyropalooza boxes, and I just decided not to. And we probably could have had a couple sales from them, but for the most part, I was just nah, I'm not sure it's worth it because we still have, I think, 5 of the 21s, right? 21s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we still have 5 of the 21s. And we opened maybe 10 of them.
Yeah.
but we had 36 total. So,
Okay.
or did we have 36 or 72? I don't remember. Whatever the number was, I accidentally ordered too many of them.
Yep.
So we ordered twice as many as I wanted. Or it was one of those like where I wanted 10. I don't remember how it went.
Sure.
I ordered the maximum amount that we could possibly order.
Yeah.
But we still have, I think, 5 left. And I was just like, I just don't know if I want it. Because also the MVP craze has kind of peaked. And I think it's coming back down the hill. Like,
Maybe a little.
as far as sales go.
Oh, okay.
They do. Like, we don't have a lot of people coming in and like, I want MVP. Like, everybody goes straight for Discmania, Lone Star, or Discraft.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the Innova always, but those are the 3 that really get it. So
Interesting.
yeah. So, but yeah, it's the mystery box season. I enjoy mystery boxes. I mean, but I'm one of the weird ones that I'll buy one. I won't even open it and I'll just put it away.
Sure.
It's just I don't know. It's just what I do.
Yeah.
I guess. And that's why I have a disc room. Stupid. I'm calling me stupid. I don't know why I do that. One of these days, I'm going to go to sell them. Or my kids will sell them, and they'll be like, I can't believe we never opened this.
Like, we don't even care what's inside.
Exactly.
But someone will.
Yeah,
But
someone
this is
will.
a 2020 mystery box from Lure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Discmania has the tendency of releasing like 2 or 3 of them during the off season.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're going to do the same thing with this
I know.
whole
There's
Stratosphere
always
thing.
they have 2, and then it's the black mystery box, which is usually a brand new mold.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what the deal is, because from what I've heard, the Stratosphere boxes looks to be in older mold that's kind of coming back, but perhaps renamed in different plastic.
Yeah. So the rumor is it's a DD1
DD1
in orbit.
Yeah, orbit or halo plastic. Yeah, that's what the rumor is. And we kind of talked about like with Ben, and he's like, well, why are people getting, other companies have this plastic. And well, it's like, well, Discmania doesn't have it. If you're a Discmania fanboy or
Right.
someone who loves it, it's like, well, yeah, you want to get that first run of this disc.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Yep. And you'll have it. I think this Stratosphere box will sell. And I'm not sure if their marketing thing is brilliant or
Yeah.
ridiculous. I can't figure it out yet.
I can't either. So if you haven't seen it, they put out promotional photos of people on a team, a flight crew.
Yeah.
And so there's someone that's like the director. I forgot what all the positions are, but these 5 people who.
Well, there's like the captain, the navigator.
Yeah, that could be.
That was the 2 or 3 of them, and then there was like yeah.
But it's like, I don't know the relevance of these people or if they're with the company. Like, who are these people?
Yeah. Are they real people,
Yeah,
or are
right.
we just like making up stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, along with it there, it's like, okay, we have apparel, there's a patch, sweatshirt, jacket, a big like practice bag, like the longer duffel bags. It's like all this just for a launch.
Yep.
And I'm like, the jacket's probably the coolest thing. Like it's like a bomber jacket
Yeah.
with like the patch on the sleeve and everything. But I'm like, everything else is just black with this logo. I'm like, it's not that cool. But
And then they do the leaked video thing where they put it up for about an hour and then take it down.
Yeah.
And then they let Eagle stand in front of a camera with a Stratosphere hat, beanie, and then like he pulls off a sweater, and then he has like a long sleeve Stratosphere, and then he pulls off that and he has a short sleeve Stratosphere on, and you're like, and then he holds up a disc that just says Stratosphere on it, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And you're like, what is going on? Like, he doesn't say a word in the whole thing. So I'm curious. If it's a DD1, that's fantastic because that's a great mold.
Yeah.
But it is this marketing. Well, we're talking about it.
Yeah, we are talking about
I mean,
it.
it's doing what it's supposed to, but
It's weird because I was just like, I was on Discmania's website too because the original DD is an out of production mold. I'm like, well, as far as I know, I was looking, I'm like, well, why don't they just call it the DD? Like, why don't they, why is it DD1? Is it going to be the same numbers as the DD? Do they not want to do DD because of dynamic discs? Like, what's the deal?
well, they
with
did that with the MD as well.
Right.
They did the MD1.
Right.
So I'm wondering if they're doing that because Innova has some sort of keepsake because they did the FD, they did
That's
the
true.
PD, they did, but they also, Discmania also released the PD, right? So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Who knows? They've done it right so far.
They have. I mean, every mystery box pretty much sells out. I think there's maybe a couple that didn't sell as fast.
Right.
Or they made just more. So, like, now that they have their own production, they can make more of the discs or, have they're next to Latitude, so they can produce more and
Right.
all that. So,
Because what was the one that I got? Like you told me about it. I was like, man, was it the red box or something last year? Or was it the black box last year?
I don't remember.
I remember I got one.
There's one like we got at the same time. I don't remember what it was.
So, yeah, we gave one of them away, didn't we?
We gave away the black box.
But you bought both of those, didn't you? Yeah.
How did I get two? I don't remember how I got two because it's usually a household limit of one. Oh, Alyssa bought me one, I think.
That's what it was. Yeah, you did
like,
say
hey,
that.
can you go on and buy this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Because I think then they dropped another one, or one was sitting on for a while, and I was like, all right, I'll buy it, because I started seeing people coming out with some pretty cool stuff. And I don't know if I ever opened mine, honestly. I think it might still be sitting down there unopened. So, yeah, so let's see. I like the mystery box season. I usually don't buy many of them. I'll usually do DDs or Lats if they come out, but the last two that I bought were the Queen and the King box. I think I bought the King box, and then there was a Frost box, or was it the Frost?
That.
It had the Frost line, or the Chameleon Ice Ballistas.
Oh, yeah,
Those
that
ones.
box.
I don't remember
I got that
what
box too.
that was,
I don't
but those were
remember either.
really nice ones, and
Yeah.
I loved the ballistas in it, and I think I grabbed 2 or 3 of them. I ended up grabbing 2 or 3 ballistas, but I bought one of the boxes. And
Yeah.
bought some of the ballistas.
I forgot what that was, but I got one of those too. That's pretty cool.
All right, so we want to talk about the new world champion.
Yeah.
The new world champ. It's weird.
2-time new world champion.
Yeah, exactly. So Paul Macbeth and Maria Oliva won the New World Championships,
Which were held in 45 minutes from Paul's new house.
exactly, in Jacksonport.
Jacksonville. Jacksonport. Paul's just right down the road in Jacksonville.
In Jacksonport, up here on the peninsula.
That'd be awesome.
No, yeah, so he's in Jacksonville, Florida, and that's where his new house is, and from what I understand, on the beach, he said.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Pretty awesome.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I guess if you have $1 million a year, man, that would be nice.
Right?
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
So yeah, he took it down by not a slim margin. It was like 12 strokes.
Yeah. Over Garrett Gurthie.
Over Garrett Gurthie, what came in second, and then Brody Smith was in the pack, but he came in 8th or something like
8th.
that.
Yep.
But then Isaac and Ezra Robinson tied for 3rd.
Yeah. First brothers to place on podium together.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
So
And they were on the same card. I was watching coverage a little bit, and they couldn't be more opposite looking.
it does seem like it.
I don't know. It's just funny because Ezra's got the long blonde. Kind of reminds me of John Daly.
Yes, yeah. He's not big though.
No. But the hair and everything.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh yeah. And then Isaac's kind of a tighter cut. But
Yep.
yes, it was kind of cool to see them both on the same card playing, and then and to end up tied for 3rd.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is pretty neat. And it's funny because neither of them are going to let either one of them live it down.
Right.
They're going to be like, we got to play off somehow. Paper, rock, scissors. So, yeah, it was at the New World Sports Complex in Jacksonville, Florida. And it has been used before. It's a couple times. Actually, Worlds was there once.
Yep.
So, but Paul Macbeth took it down, and they joke because he's the new world champion, but the name of the tournament is New World, champion. And Maria Oliva took it down, and she only won it by 2 or 1.
Yeah, she was even,
pretty
and
close.
next person was +2. I don't remember who it was. Was it Jessica Weiss?
I don't know.
I don't remember who it was.
Pay attention to it, yeah.
Yeah, her first DGBT win.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
And actually, Paul Macbeth's first silver win, too.
That's right.
Silver event win.
Yeah.
So, so he has another thing to add to his resume that he's also a silver event winner. So he's done almost everything.
I gotta say, the course is not very fun to watch.
No, because it's a bunch of low ceilings golf course / park style golf.
Yeah.
So being there, I'm sure would have been pretty neat to watch because
Yeah.
those lines would be really impressive to see hit, but it doesn't translate in the camera.
No.
In the camera at all.
It's just like, especially you see the disc hit and just sand flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Because like it's Florida. And
It's Florida near a beach. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is also one of the weaker fields, I think.
I think
as
they
far
said
as-
it was the weakest aside from the one that just happened.
At Lake Marshall.
Yeah, Lake Marshall.
Yeah, okay.
So, and the only reason it wasn't the weakest was because of Paul.
Yeah, I
And
could
that's
see
the
that.
only reason it wasn't the
I think
weakest.
who else was there? Ezra was there. Brody was there. Johnny McRae. Mm-hmm. We mentioned Ezra and Isaac. I don't know who else outside of that was, but
Girthy.
oh yeah, Gerthy.
And that's it. Yeah.
Sure.
But, you know, I mean, I love Garrett Girthy, but he never even comes up in my mind when I talk about best players. Like, he's definitely top distance.
Yeah.
Has to be in the top 10
Oh,
without
yeah.
a doubt.
Right.
But players, I don't put him in that category. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even put him in that top tier category. I think he'd be a second tier
Sure.
pro.
I guess so.
Yeah.
You know, and then just thinking about it, the other crazy story that happened, kind of coming out of that, Gavin Rathbun had to DNF.
Yeah.
So like
I'm not laughing that he had to DNF. I'm laughing at the situation.
right. So he had to save his cat from a dog attack.
But let's get the whole story.
Oh, yeah.
He was walking his cat. He was taking his cat for a walk.
Yeah.
And then a dog that was loose, they got into a scuffle.
Right.
From what I understand, the cat is okay, the dog's okay, and Ezra got a little beat up.
Gavin.
Yeah, or excuse me, Gavin got a little beat up.
His hand
from
took a good beating.
Yeah, yeah. And he took some pictures of it and how swollen it was and everything. Like, it was nuts.
I'm surprised he even tried to play, actually.
Right.
Because like it apparently affected his grip pretty good, and like the pain that he was in was pretty significant.
I don't remember where I heard it from because I was I don't know. I've been up since 4:30 this morning because I had to plow. So I went through a plethora of podcasts. So I don't remember what podcast this was on, but it was a person that was on was it maybe Brody Smith? But anyways, someone said that they were on his card.
Yeah.
And that he didn't really notice it the day it happened. He didn't really notice it because it might have been an adrenaline thing.
Sure.
But the next day, once everything started tightening up and all that, he said, whoever it was said that he was like a top 10 distance thrower normally. And
Right.
he is. He's a bomber. He says he was just like softy on everything. Like,
Oh,
couldn't
wow.
get the disc anywhere. Didn't have any grip. Was like, his release points were horrible. Like, really affected him. So it's a good thing because everybody's worried about his shoulder because he just came off that shoulder
Yep. Yeah.
surgery. And it wasn't. It was a dog bite. So, but it was the situation itself. I hope he can laugh about it at one point. But like walking a cat, we used to have cats, and I've never had a cat that wants to do what I want to do. The cat only wants to do what the cat wants to
Yep.
do. Although we did have a cat that would fetch. Like, she had a little mouse, and I
Yeah.
could throw it, and the cat's name was Turbo. I'd throw it, and the cat would grab it and bring it back up on the bed and just drop it. And then it would sit there and do the whole like where it like like it sees a bird out and like chirps almost. And it would sit there and do that until I threw it again. But I tried to put a cat on a leash once.
Oh,
It was not a good thing. It was not a good thing. And I know it can be done, and I've seen it.
Yeah.
But I was impressed that he could take a cat for a walk.
yeah.
Really impressed. It's sad that it got attacked by a dog, though.
It is. Yeah.
No.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully he didn't take it to the dog park.
I would hope not.
Hope not to. So, since then, they have released the Players of the Year. We'll go on to that next. No surprise.
DGPT players of the year, yeah.
DGPT Players of the Year. No surprise. It's Ricky and Kristen. They both, you can't argue.
No, not at all.
There's no chance. And Kristen, first time from Statmando, 100% of the votes
Wow.
for first.
Holy cow.
Like, unquestioned.
Yeah.
Just, this is the person that wins. So that is a pretty impressive stat. So that's neat and well-deserved. Ricky, same thing. You want to talk any more about that?
No, I mean, we talked last week about the other awards, so
Yeah.
there's not much else to discuss.
So Seppo. So this kind of goes back into the seasonal burnout. Seppo Paju, who is kind of the face of Prodigy Europe.
Yeah.
Which is kind of I would probably say it's the most established portion of Prodigy.
Yeah.
Has stated that he is going to retire, that he doesn't enjoy the competitive side of disc golf anymore, and he wants to just have fun playing disc golf. So he's still going to continue to play disc golf, but he's not going to do it at the pro ranks anymore or tour ranks anymore.
Right.
He's not going to do the grind.
It's wild because he's 28 years old.
He's young.
Young, yeah.
But he also has a ownership stake in Prodigy Europe and an operational stake in Prodigy Europe. So
Yeah.
his family and him are the ones that run Prodigy Europe. So I don't put any fault on him for choosing other things in his life. You know, there's certain responsibilities that you have to take up. So I get it. He's at a breaking point in his life or a pivot point in his life that he needs to make a choice. And I don't blame him for anything. So I'm not criticizing him at all. But it just begs the question, like, how are you burnt out? You haven't been to the U.S. in like how long?
He was here this summer.
Was he here this summer?
Yeah.
When?
A little bit. He was actually on a feature card. I forgot the tournament.
Are you sure it wasn't the European Open?
No, it was something over here.
Okay.
But I can see how if you want to play competitive disc golf and the DGPT is one of the only options with like big purses.
True money, yeah.
Yeah, that you have to spend a lot of time here and that detracts from your the business side of things.
Yeah.
That's a big choice to make.
Well, and coming from Europe to
the
the
cost
US,
of coming here is kind of ridiculous.
And the travel and the time away from, family and friends and oh, the heater must have kicked on downstairs again. I keep forgetting to turn that off.
Yeah.
But being away from family and friends, and I can understand the toll that would take.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Man, but retire from disc golf, like, it seems strange. On the other hand, disc golf, since he has truly been competitive, like pre 2020, that we saw him competitive, the last time that we remember him being competitive, the game is different.
Yeah.
And the competition is much stiffer.
It is. But he's still an elite backhand thrower.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's no question about that.
No question. And that's why I think, is it just that he can't casually go out and play in a tournament and place well enough for his liking now because the competition is at another level?
Yeah, it could be.
I'm sure it has a lot of stuff, but I couldn't imagine, for me, when I first started playing competitively, going out and playing at the levels that I was playing at, I could play once or twice a week. No issues, go play and still be competitive.
Yeah.
And when I was at my best, when I was kind of I was always that bridesmaid. I always talked about coming in second all the time. When I was at that point, that was the same thing. I maybe played leagues and then maybe one or two times a week. But I didn't grind. I just went out and played a couple casual rounds, and I was still really darn competitive. I was at 21. I actually took the time to be, practice, throw out in the yard, do things like that. And man, I didn't progress at all. Everybody else was just getting better, and I think I got better too, but everybody else was just getting that much better. So yeah, I can see how that can happen. And especially with his auxiliary responsibilities with Prodigy, that would be something that would be very hard to deal with, especially when you've been at the top of the game and then all of a sudden you show up and you're like, it's hard for me to even cash now.
Right.
So that sucks for him. But he says he still wants to play and he will play. He'll just get to choose what events he gets to play and he'll show up here and there. I think that's pretty neat.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of like the amateur lifestyle. You pick and choose your tournaments, but you still have fun going out to play.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. Any tournament that I get to play in, I mean, I think I'm super excited about it. Like,
yeah.
I was thinking about trying to hit the cold turkey if it's going on this year and it's not full.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, I don't know if it is or not.
I think the AM side is full last time I checked, but maybe the pro side, pro and advanced, that side's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to look. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty late to the game now, but there's a lot of snow on the ground, so I'm not really sure I want to go play. But I would love to play just because I haven't played a tournament in quite a while. So good luck to Seppo. I hope everything works out, and I hope he gets the bug for the game. And I know we talk about like, oh my goodness, why can't I think of her name?
Heather Young.
Heather Young. I hope she's like, we haven't seen her back out since she said she might or might not come back.
Interesting. Another Prodigy person.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And we know a couple other like inside details with people too that, what's going on, Prodigy?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know.
So, all right. No player speculation. So let's get into the random question. If you had to pick one sticky food, oops, I just put stick food.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, pretzel rods.
Pretzels, for sure. I would do
beef sticks or something.
Ooh, good choices. Beef sticks. I like that. All right. If you had to pick one sticky food for grip enhancement, what would it be?
Man.
No, you can't pick man.
Oh, no.
This has to be food.
Yeah, okay.
One sticky food, what would it be?
There's a lot of sticky foods that I would choose.
There are.
Oh,
but you can only pick one.
One.
There can only be one. So run us through what you're thinking.
All right. Right off the bat, I'm thinking peanut butter.
Sticky.
Yeah.
You think peanut butter sticky? You would classify that as a sticky food?
It's sticky enough.
Sticky-ish.
Sticky-ish, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like marshmallow.
Ooh. Now, would it be like true marshmallow,
Like
or are we
fluff.
talking like fluff?
Yeah,
Okay.
like marshmallow fluff.
Yeah.
Although, like, if you heat up marshmallow, like on a fire, it can get sticky.
Microwave too.
Yeah, same. Oh, those are.
Have you ever seen how big they get?
Oh yeah, we used to do that back in the day. That's a lot
Was
of
it
fun.
you that told me that? I just recently learned that.
I might have brought it up at some point.
Okay.
I don't know.
Or maybe it was my son. I don't remember. But someone told me like marshmallows get really big in the microwave. I was like, shut up.
Yeah, they
do. They get really big. And they put one in. I was like, it gets really big.
Yeah,
it was
awesome.
really cool.
Honey. Well, I'm not a big fan of like the taste of honey, and like it sticks to the back of my throat and it makes me want to gag.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember like I got sick once. My dad's like, "Yeah, just take a spoonful of honey," and like I was like, "I can't do this."
Yeah.
Like the gag reflex was too much. But I think I'm gonna go with caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah.
Not caramels, but caramel, the topping.
Whatever's inside Snickers.
That
Yeah.
peanut buttery. But no, that's a Butterfinger. I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, you can't. That's not even sticky. The Butterfinger's just crunch.
Sticky, okay. If I could translate the stickiness of Laffy Taffy when you bite into it,
Yeah.
that would be fantastic, but it doesn't translate.
No.
I thought the honey thing too, and I am a huge fan of honey. I
Okay.
just ate a rice cake with honey on it. It was a caramel rice cake with honey on it. Oh,
See,
stellar.
caramel.
Stellar. It was good, yeah. But that doesn't get my hands that sticky. So there is a Mexican candy called Pelo Rico.
Oh, I've heard of this, I think.
It is amazingly sticky. It's a tamarind-based candy. So tamarind, chili powder, sugar, lime, lemon. Like, it's a whole bunch of citric acid. Like,
Yeah.
bunch of horribly awesome stuff. And when you get that stuff on your fingers, it is crazy how sticky it can be.
Yeah.
So I would either do, that would be one, or some sort of jam. No. Have you ever heard of sorghum?
Sorghum.
I don't know what it is. It's like this southern thing.
Okay.
My grandfather used to eat it all the time. He'd put it on his toast.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a mix between a maple syrup and a honey almost. And I don't know if it's a molasses based thing or something like that, but molasses would be another one.
Yeah.
But it's like sticky. Like
interesting.
You put it on a knife and that knife, like it's hard to get it out of your hand.
Yeah.
Sticky. So sorghum.
But another thing I was thinking of, like, you know how you maybe eat like an apple or something and you get like that sugar on your hands? Now it's kind of along the lines of like you're like grabbing it, but it's like if you release a disc, you can still like let it go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but it still sticks, kind of like DJ Max Wax.
Yeah. Well, so, there's a transition here.
So yeah, like it'd be easy to like you can just wipe off your hands like on your you know, and like you can't do that with like truly sticky stuff because then it's like hanging off your clothes and stuff like that.
True. Like when you eat an orange outside, you don't have anything to like wipe your hands with, and your hands get sticky. That's smart. See, that's a better thought than like sorghum or that. Well, the Palo Rico would be kind of the same way. And they call it Palo Rico, by the way, because it's like in this little like rocket tube. The only thing I explain it, but it has a bottom you push up, kind of like a push pop.
Oh, okay.
But it has these little holes in the top, so the candy kind of oozes out like the Play-Doh hair maker.
Yeah.
It's just like that, but it's the candy.
Oh, cool.
So it's really cool.
All right.
Yeah, but it's better than that because like the Palo Rico would probably be tacky, not sticky. Whereas the sorghum, like it's going to stick to your hand.
Yeah.
Like it's going to create too much friction. So kind of like pine tar if you tried to put pine tar on a disc. So yeah, but I like the marshmallow one too.
Yeah.
Would that be too sticky?
Maybe. Yeah.
Have you ever done an OnlyFans video with marshmallow?
Not yet.
Not yet. Good response. Good response. I like that. All right. You got this lined up. I mean, you're working it out, right? You're starting to save videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just making sure you've said
marshmallow first.
Marshmallow. It's going to be him with a disc on a DJ rack. He just couldn't decide what marshmallow he wanted to be.
Yeah.
That was a horrible dad joke. So, speaking of sticky stuff on hands, this could go in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
We'll talk about DG Max Wax. So I saw DG Max Wax just let out a winter blend. I don't know what it is. We were able to purchase them as no.
I wonder if it's softer.
That's
so
what
it like gets on your hands easier in the cold.
I think it very well could be. I was thinking there would be
like
more of a tacky one.
Sure. That makes sense.
Because I have noticed the DG Max Wax that I carry around is a little bit harder.
Yep.
And it doesn't, like, you got to really rub it to heat it up.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. It's blue. And then it just says offers the same grip at lower temperatures. That's the promotion.
Okay.
Yeah. The winter blend, we're not showing. Oh, whoops. This is the one we got as wholesalers. But yeah, it says the winter blend. It's same grip, lower temperatures. That's all. So, and I think it fills a gap, and I'm excited to try it. We'll probably bring some of them into the shop again to try them. Because I like the original Max Wax, and they do have them in both the Snap Stick and the Mini. And the Surfer Mini. Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder if it's the scent is probably gonna be so different.
Oh, I never thought about that. It doesn't say anything about the scent. Come on, DG Max Wax. You got to give us like...
It's probably going to be like pine or something Christmassy.
I know.
I don't know.
In their packaging, it's the same brown bag, but it has a little snowflake on it. Yeah. I'm excited, but yeah, DG Max, you need to come up with like a scratch and sniff email. So we can
scratch and sniff email. Yeah, here's your electronic scent.
Because for those of you who don't know, the DG Max Wax, like the original one, smells very citronelly, like citronellus.
Yeah.
Like citrus-ish.
I feel like if you were to rub it on your skin more than just your hands, you could probably keep mosquitoes away.
You might be able to. I don't know what's in the blend because they don't
know
release that, but it doesn't make me break out, so I'm not worried about it.
Nope.
But yeah, so they have it in both, and we should have it coming in. I haven't purchased it yet, but I will. And we'll have it for the winter. And especially up here, we get winter. So
Yes, we do.
yeah, so that's part of shop updates. And then also Supreme Escape. So tomorrow at noon, but when you're listening to this, it'll be yesterday at noon. They released and they're on the site, doordisc.com. We are having the Discraft restock. I have gotten the shipping notification for it, so we should probably have it by Friday. And the first run Athena. So the prototype Athenas have been released. The first run Athenas will be in this box. So don't know how many we're going to get, but we'll find out. And then Casaplast is incoming. So we do have starter sets and then basically a restock on all the Casaplast. The only thing that we haven't had that we're getting in this time is Rasks. So I have some Rask, which is like the disc within a disc.
It's
a driver.
weird. Yeah.
It's really strange. And then we have the Paul Macbeth grip bags,
Are those like
limited runs, the
red, white, and blue ones?
the 10-year anniversary, I think.
Oh, that's what it is. Those come with the disc?
They come with a disc.
Yeah.
So we got one of each. So they had a G series, a C series, and a B series.
Oh,
so
cool.
I got one of each. I think I'm going to buy the G series, but maybe not. I don't know. So, but those are only available in shop. So you'd have to come to the shop. We are open Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays at this point. And then keep an eye out for the Black Friday sales. You can jump on our website, doordisc.com, and then sign up for our email newsletter. And I'll be sending that out probably within the next couple of days. I'll be sending out the Black Friday sale. And then we will actually post it on our website as well, on the banner on our website. But it will be a pretty substantial sale. So keep an eye on it. We'll keep teasing it. And anything else to say?
Congratulations to Big Germ and Jules. They just got married. It's a pretty cool looking wedding.
Right.
Yes, I've seen a couple pictures here and there on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then Colton and Kona are getting married in like a week.
They are, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And congratulations to 2 team parliament members. So 2 people on our disc golf team. They are now also part of the Lone Star team. So Ben Karowski and Caden Stalky.
Cool.
So congrats to them. I'm super excited for them.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just hold down Team Parliament.
I know. Well, they're still on Team
Yeah,
Parliament.
they are.
They're just part Team Parliament Lone
Plus,
Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Parliament always comes first. I hope they know their role. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Keep us apart. Peace.